Kabu Gah is here with us from Gafla, and he wants to dance.
Yeah.
We
started the dance, we start with the talk. Then
so we'll talk and then towards the end.
No, we are going to dance. Not Kabu Gah is dancing, me and her. We're going to dance. It's already rehearsed.
Yeah, check behind the scenes.
Perfect. You've seen behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Genius. We'll come back to you shortly. Thank you for joining us. Kabu Gah, how are you?
Thank you. I'm good. How are you?
Well?
I'm awesome. I'm always awesome. So how
always
are you
awesome.
doing?
Miniko Salama. Happy.
I can see that.
What do you mean you can see that?
I can see that. With that dress, you must be doing very, very good. Excellent.
You're forgiven. Thank you, though. Let's get to the hot topics and trending more so. What's been happening on social media. So the president at The Hague, that was big.
Yeah, that was big.
From just the number of people, the delegation that accompanied
that took him.
But the drama the day he appeared before the judges, starting with Sonko. What were people saying online?
Sonko was really, really attacked by people online, actually. And I'm surprised that people find it in themselves to attack Mike Sonko.
Why?
Is there anything we can't expect from Mike Sonko? No. He can pretty much do anything he wants to do. He has pretty much done anything he wants to do in this country. As far as street antics are concerned, as far as crazy t-shirts are concerned, crazy hairstyles, he does something today and I'm like, that's typically Sonko, you know. But
so you're shocked that people are surprised?
Yeah, I'm shocked that guys, people like Boniface Mwangi, and I expect that from Boniface Mwangi. He went really ham on Sonko on Twitter. Guys on Facebook are really going ham on him, saying he's never getting the 2017 vote. And I'm thinking, no, this is Sonko, right? This is not Evans Kidero. This is not Musalia Mudavadi. This is Sonko.
Someone and who has that t-shirt. There's the picture.
Yeah, he has a history of wretchedness. I mean, really, what's the big deal?
Then I actually do agree with you, because what we saw in terms of the people bashing him, and I mean, I'm not condoning or accepting what he did.
Exactly.
All I'm saying is that we know him to be this kind of a person.
He has done crazier stuff.
That's the kind of a guy he is. So for then people to start behaving like he's surprising everyone by doing this, that's pretentious.
Like you do not know who this is.
Yeah, like he's just changed colors.
And he's a king of drama. He's a king of drama in Nairobi. So.
And also the people saying they're not going to elect him in the next elections. You know, the majority of the voters and these people who attend the rallies and his supporters are not the middle class. Middle class will go to the
and they don't even have a Twitter account.
But these guys who really follow this guy, believe in his politics and stuff,
are the ones that actually vote.
Are the ones who really
not the guys sitting behind some beautiful laptop and making so much noise.
So that's I find it. Yes, he did not do it right, but to start pretending like, oh, he surprised us. How can he do that?
It's like
he's always done that.
Out of the blue, It's something we expect from him, and I think that's typically him, and I applaud him. Thank you so much, Sonko, for that t-shirt. I like it.
Thank you for being
actually,
you.
I want it exactly, Stay true, keep it real.
He just really does push the envelope.
Yeah, but I think if you ask me,
crazy like
the whole protest that he kind of pulled off at The Hague was uncalled for, if you ask me, because it is not just the nation media, the standard media that is at The Hague. There's CNN, there's Sky News, there's CCTV. All these guys from all over the world are covering that protest. So they're trying to portray this is how Kenya is like. So I don't see how
that's your senator. Then he becomes,
the protest was totally uncalled for. That was too ratchet, if you ask me. The t-shirt is okay. They don't understand what that means.
The last word interpretation.
Yes.
But also what was interesting about this, somebody was saying on radio, is that you want to have Sonko as your buddy, because he's the guy when things are bad for
exactly. He's gonna roll with you.
He's gonna do whatever.
He's like, he should be my girlfriend, actually. You know those girls called ride or die chick. Like ride or die is you're down for me for whatever.
Yeah, he's definitely ride or die for the president.
He's a ride or die.
Let's move on to what was also very interesting. Ruto, 48 hours of power, short stint.
Personally, I don't know whether you felt it, but I didn't feel it. That's typical for me. I didn't feel it. No one felt it, actually.
It's just how the whole thing was done.
The
but let's start there.
Okay.
So from the speech, and the president says, I hereby appoint William Ruto as acting president while I'm
and
people start saying that that's how he received the news.
Yeah, he must have, I guess. I mean, he has created a history for himself.
The memes.
This is
so interesting. I'm looking for a transport company that can move my things
from current to State House. That is very thoughtful. Whoever created that, actually.
Yeah, for 48 hours he needed to have his stuff in State House.
And some guys saying, Uhuru alimpatia funguo, okay, whatever. gonna say that. You know how guys give you a keja, then they say, "Well, nimekupatia keja to do whatever you want to do," and then hakufanya whatever was supposed to do.
Let's see the next one. But also, it was what would you have wanted him to do? I'd have wanted him to do a quick trip down to the Rift homecoming, like we see all politicians do.
Quickly. I would have wanted him to like sack 2 or 3 people. I'm not gonna mention.
Well, he didn't have powers to sack.
I wish he had.
This one now, when they brought Raila into the equation, it became hilarious.
I can see that. So they've used this photo for Raila sometimes back when Uhuru was dressed in military fatigues and stuff.
So wait, so this is Ruto in Obama shoes ish. Okay, we're going to see the next one. But when they brought in Raila into the whole equation, and that he perhaps felt very bad.
Would he feel bad?
Of course not.
He's always been brought into the equation.
The depiction that he's now mourning.
No meme in this country is complete without a Sonko or a Raila photo.
Somewhere.
No meme is complete.
Then there's this one. I'm looking for a transport car. This is the one for moving stuff. And there is Ruto with the boss. KDF.
There's another one, really nice one. Actually, those were about, I don't know whether you got that.
This one I laughed. Right after the speech, this is Ruto and his crew.
I saw that.
The entire staff of the Deputy President's office, they're like,
Akina Isaac Ruto. Who are the guys in URP? Akina Adam Duale.
The Duales and the others in URP and the staff, they're like, woo, we're in.
And things Ruto should address really trended actually. It really trended.
What are some of the things people wanted the president, acting president to do?
It's basically the things, mostly, the photos are here, you're going to see them. It's mostly about guys who do some crazy makeup, Kenyan musicians who, the kind of songs they do, they should stop doing.
So it was all just
basically looking at people and how they behave. It's really photo-based, more than text-based. Things Ruto should address was really photo-based. More than text-based. But that was really funny on Twitter.
With it. As in immediately after the speech, there was already what Ruto should do as president.
Address. And it trended big time.
Let's move on to another story that broke a big milestone, especially for the LGBT society. Audrey Mbogwa, the ruling there, directing NEC to change the names on the certificate. What are Kenyans saying?
That is a big deal. Kenyans are celebrating her, actually. And I am celebrating her. I saw that on Twitter, I saw that on Facebook. I am celebrating her. I'm actually writing about her today. I hope I finish that article. I celebrate her as someone with so much courage in such a conservative country, you know. And she's been nominated for an award by the Dutch government, Human Rights Tulip Award, actually. And I think she's going to win that because she's a very strong woman. I don't know, woman, man, what is she? Whatever she is, she's a very strong woman who has come out and is not afraid to expose what she really is. So I think that's something to be celebrated as a transgender. And for every other person here who is gay or lesbian or whatever other thing you are in this country, I think for me, Audrey Mbogwa, 100%, I celebrate that woman. And Kenyans are celebrating her as well.
Okay,
she's a big deal, if you ask me.
Their own. Let's move on to some drama. So Red Sun gets arrested. Cops thought he was a terrorist.
Who does what Red Sun did?
But what he did, tell us, what happened?
Apparently, there's a guy in his car who had an unlicensed gun or licensed gun. Now, the police stopped Red Sun along Uhuru Highway. And then, because they have a gun in the car, they decided, no, we are not going to stop. We are going to keep moving. And now Red Sun and his crew decided to, like, drive away out of from the police apparently, and then the police called the anti-terrorism units to go and track down Red Sun, and this whole thing takes 6 good hours trying to track Red Sun down in Nairobi. And then he ends up at the police station and then calls up Shafi, who goes to bail him out in the morning. And I'm thinking, who is stopped by the police in this country, the Kenyan police especially, and you don't stop and you decide to have a chase with the police in this country? This is not Hollywood.
That although one of his security detail was found, with a gun, but registered and licensed and all.
It turned out it was licensed?
But that's not the point. The fact that because you have this, license, that you do not stop when stopped. That
is a thing. And I'm trying to imagine the worst case scenario, which is the police decided, you know what, these guys are terrorists. Exactly. Let's spray this guy with bullets. Right now, we'll not be talking of Brenton. He'll be like so gone right now, and he's all cool. So what he did, if you ask me, I don't think is a very smart move.
That they didn't even want the equipment checked, because they're not doing what are these people bringing. It was
apparently he was supposed, exactly, to run to a show or from a show. He didn't really make that clear. But that was a good one for Redson, because he's been out of the limelight for the last 90 years, so he came back to the limelight
90
again.
years?
Yes, he's been away totally.
Well, to everybody, you're stopped by cops, stop, no matter who you are. Even if the president stopped.
Whoever you are. It doesn't matter whether you're Redson or Waire or Sophia Wanuna or whoever you are.
Whoever you are.
You need to stop. You need to stop.
So Mike Sonko drama is more of what we saw there?
The T-shirts, the protests in the streets. Yesterday he was interviewed by Larry Madowo, and he repeated the same thing on air, actually, because Larry was like, hey, we saw your T-shirt. Why did you have to say that? And then he repeated, I don't want to say those words,
I also just have difficulty in saying those words.
In his car, and he addressed people at Mathare, alongside Jogoo Road, and he was repeating the same words over and over again.
Okay.
So I think, I don't know, Mike
Very
Sonko.
quickly, before we wrap it up, enough of Sonko. So you were telling me that there's a Kenyan gay film.
Yeah, which was banned.
That has been banned by the KFC.
Yeah, it's called Stories of Our Lives. It was produced and shot by a former member of Just a Band. His name is Chuchu. It's a gay film. It documents the life of gay people in Kenya, but it's fictitious mostly. The people in the film are not necessarily gay, but just documents the struggles that gay people go through in this country. And it has been filmed all across Canada, the US, Germany. It's a film that has received a lot of accolades across the international society. But then the Kenya Film Commission decides, no, we are not going to allow this film to be filmed in Kenya. So it was banned. It was banned. You cannot be able to watch it.
Okay. No. Finally, Ngoge Wathiongo.
Yeah, he didn't win that award.
He did not win.
Yeah, he didn't win that award.
Bummer.
Which is sad. And he was among the people who were tipped to win it.
I know. Nobel,
he was
the Nobel Prize people.
Top two. Him and this guy, Marukama from Japan.
Yes.
The two guys who were actually tipped to win that award. And then he goes to some obscure guy. I don't know. But Patrick, what? Patrick from France.
Some guy. No, that wasn't Google.
Obscure guy. Not just some guy, some obscure guy who won that award.
Obscure.
Actually, he said, I want to know from the academy why I won. Can you imagine that? So he didn't even expect to win. He won, and then he's like, you know what? I want to know why they chose me. Why they chose me. So if you ask me, he didn't even deserve it in the first place. They've gone to Ngoge. But I think it'll go to Kabu Gah in the next 30 years. I don't know. It should.
All right, and then Ebola has been a big story, of course. And this is what some of the people online
in the US
complained about. Should US ban flights from Africa? This caused a lot of uproar. I think this one a little bit in bad taste. Let's go back to the other picture where CNN, and I think at some point, had to apologize about, posing the question whether they should ban flights to Africa. And now and that they had their own case and somebody died.
And by saying Africa, what do they mean?
Can you go back to the other picture, please? Yeah. And having their own an American die, and what they said because of the crisis here, it was rather distasteful.
And saying banning flights to Africa, what does that mean? Africa is not a country.
Yeah.
You should ban flights to the countries affected.
And now you have, so should US ban flights from Africa? Yeah. Should now Africa ban flights to America? Yeah. It was distasteful in bad light.
This is not a country.
It just shows you how, even in the bottom, even with the media, their perceptions of
exactly
Africa,
how
what they
view
think.
us. They've always viewed us like that. It's not a big deal, really.
Yeah.
And coming from CNN, I'm surprised.
I know. People you expect to be
I expect
more...
it from Fox News, not CNN.
That they're international and have an understanding of the global issues.
Is a company that has really reached out to Africa in so many ways.
That was shady, very shady of
crazy,
CNN, that particular one. But they took it down, apologized. Africa was pissed about it.
I think we should forgive them. They apologized, if you ask me.
Ebola continues to ravage the world. We hope a solution will be...
West Africa, not the world. West Africa.
Well, putting the world on edge,
there are patients in
West
Spain
Africa
as well. In Spain,
correct.
guys who are dying. And in Uganda, there's a new disease in Uganda, which is Ebola-like. You've heard of that?
Yes.
Yes, it's coming up in Uganda as well. And people are getting quarantined and taken to isolation places and stuff like that.
And it just shows you how the world then shrinks to this small village when it comes to some of these disasters. Thank you, Kabu Gah, for joining us.
Crazy, yeah.
Always a pleasure from Gafla. Say hello to the people at Gafla.
Appreciate.
We're going to go to Junius. Are you ready with some music, Mr. Junius?